everybody. I hope everybody is well. Happy Thursday. I am not going to be on camera tonight. It has been a rough week, rough day, and I'm just not feeling it. So I know that I usually do crime and I usually cam up. I'm usually on camera when I do my crime. I really try to, so I can give you guys, something to look at other than a circle that lights up every time you talk. But it's been raining here all day. My husband had today off. So it was just a good day to not even get dressed, not even do my hair, my makeup, just sit in my PJs and be comfy. Good evening, Samara. Yes, happy Thursday to you. So I decided that I am not camming up because I did not want to get dressed. So I'm going to give it some time, let people pile in. I'm going to make a few announcements before it's miserable there too. Ugh. But I guess I would prefer rain over that nasty S name. I'd much rather have rain. So I shouldn't complain, knock on wood, because it is almost November. So we can get that S stuff anytime. Like, there's been times where we've had that S word on Halloween. So I'm not complaining, I guess. I would rather have rain. And at least it's not cold today. It's raining, but it's not cold. Hey, Gingerlocks. Yeah, no. The S word is not allowed. But note it all, Gingerlocks. I don't know if StreamYards is lagging tonight. If it is, I do apologize. If I see your comment, I will. So let's do a few announcements before I get started. That way it gives time for people to realize I'm live and come on in if they want to. My first announcement is to the mods. This is a crime live. This is not drama is not allowed in my crime lives. Anybody comes in talking about drama, remove it. I'm not addressing drama. I'm not talking about drama. This is a live to do something that I enjoy and the people that are in here like to enjoy. We do not need the drama mixed in. So anybody comes in for talking about drama, please remove it. Second announcement is, drum roll, this is pretty exciting. Well, it's exciting for me anyways. I am so pumped about this. Tomorrow, I don't know the time. I'm probably going to go live. I want to say around noontime. But tomorrow, I will be going to Salem. Hey, Ladybug. I will be going to Salem. Me, my husband, and my son are all going, which I'm really excited about my son going. I don't speak about him often, but as everybody knows, he is autistic and he has trouble sometimes being in large crowds, going to new places. And when I mentioned it to him tonight, he thought it was the coolest thing. So I'm really excited to be spending the day. Now, if I was going by myself, I would stream on the way there. I would stream while I'm there. But my husband has this rule that he is a very, as you would say, safety driver. So he does not like me playing with my phone. He doesn't even like me playing with the radio because that means taking your eyes off the road. So I will not be streaming on my way there. But once I get there, I will be going live. So I will not schedule it because I'm not quite sure what time we are going. So just watch for it. And if you don't catch my live, it will be up so you're able to replay it. Are any tourists or other stuff that open? There is some stuff that is going to be open. I don't think the tour is open, but even if you do the tour, you can't live stream. I believe you can't live stream even in the museum. But I'm going to see if I can work my magic. I'm going to see what I can pull off. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to get myself in trouble by any means. So if I can be slick, I will. But you definitely will be able, I will definitely be able to film the cemetery. I'll be able to film all the stuff outside. I'll be able to film the shops. So, and it's kind of cool because it's the day before Halloween. How cool is that? That I am going to be in Salem the day before Halloween. Whoop, whoop. Now, if I didn't like Halloween as much as I do, I might have even went to Salem on Halloween. But it is my granddaughter's second Halloween. Her first one, she was too little. She didn't get it. This year, she really gets it. She gets knocking on the door. She gets the whole costume idea. She knows she has to say trick or treat. So as much as I love going to Salem, I love my granddaughter more, and I'm not going to miss Halloween with her. So definitely. So yes. So everybody watch for that. But other than that, those are my only two announcements. And why don't we get started? Why don't we? Let's get started. So this, not really, I was in Denver for over 20 years. So this is the Petit family. That's how they say it, Petit, like little. This case was close to me, not too far from where a good distance, but not too far from where I live. It was really active around my area. Don't know if it was around everyone else, but it was much into the news and media and YouTube and everything. Also, after I'm done with my live, if you guys check my description in this live, I posted two things about this case. One is a documentary about this case. It's an hour long. And the other one is Oprah interviewed the father. So I posted both of them in my description. So afterwards, if you guys want to know more about this case or whatever, you guys can click those links and get more on it. Yeah, it was huge news there too, Samara. Yeah, this is a very sad case. So let's get started, shall we? I will not be able, let me minimize it so I can actually, let me set it up so I can see you guys and talk. I'm pushing the wrong button. Crap. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. I did it wrong. Guys, bear with me 1 second. Actually, I have to switch out for a second. Don't be scared. Don't worry if I disappear for a second. I'm just going to make it so I can actually see you guys and talk at the same time so I can answer. So apologize for the technical difficulties. This is what you get when you go live to do crime, right? It can't always be perfect. Give me 1 second. Let's see if it's going to work the way I'm hoping it will work. I don't know if it's going to. Hey, British Chippy. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to close for a second. Don't freak out, guys, okay? I'll be right back. Don't freak out. Bear with me. Okay, I'm back. I want to be able to read to you guys and see the chat at the same time, but the way I had it opened up, I wasn't able to, so I had to open up a whole new browser, basically like having two screens, but I'm playing with one computer screen. You're going home tomorrow, Gingerlocks? Prayers have been answered. Yes. Now let's pray that you stay there, that we do not see a hospital forever, for a very long time, other than follow-ups. Let's pray. But it's good to see you, British Chippy. Hey, Remy. Okay, so let me open up now where I can see you guys. All right, so this is the Petit family tragedy. Let me move this a little. Okay. Of course. I'm still not going to be able to see you guys. Oh, maybe. This happened on July 23rd, 2007 in Cheshire, Connecticut. It went from a home invasion to murder. The Petit family is a family of four. The father, Dr. William Petit, mother, Jennifer Petit, and two daughters, 17-year-old Haley and 11-year-old Michelle. Now, Haley was a straight-A student, captain of her basketball team, was about ready to go to college in the fall. Michaela, she was 11 years old, and she was a shy girl, but she was coming out of her shell more. She loved to cook. She loved being with her family. She had a beautiful smile that would light up the room. It was the evening of Sunday, July 22nd, 2007, and 48-year-old Jennifer and her 11-year-old daughter Michaela went to a local Stop and Shop grocery store in Cheshire, Connecticut. They went to pick up food for the family dinner that Michaela planned to make. Being 11, she was really excited to be making dinner for her family. Now, during the trip to the store, they attracted the attention of Joshua I always screw up his name, guys, so bear with me. Hey, Cindy. It's Commissary Jesovic. It's a really strange word. I can never get it right. So, His name is Joshua, and his last name is horrible to say. So when I talk about Joshua, that's who you know. Because if I keep trying to say his last name, we're going to be here all night. Because it's like Koma Saravistovich or something like that. Just call him Satan. Exactly, Samara. Call him Satan. That sounds good. Joshua, they went to the store, and Joshua happened to be at the store. And he ended up being attracted, as disgusting as it is, to more Michaela than the mother. So Joshua decided to follow them home. After following them home, Joshua returned to his home, where he received a text from his friend and a co-defendant, Stephen Hayes, that said, "I'm chopping at the bit to get started." When Joshua didn't answer, he texted again saying, "Are we still on?" Joshua answered yes. Stephen texted right back and said, "Soon?" To which Joshua replied, "I'm putting the kids to bed. Hold your horses." That's when Stephen texted back and said, "Dude, the horses want to get loose. LOL. Hey, sunny side up. Hey, life with Chow. According to the statements that they've made, this was pre-planned. They were looking for a family that they could follow home, that lived in a rich community, that they could basically rob. So this was pre-planned, not necessarily to the Petit family, but it was pre-planned. According to Stephen Hayes' confession, he and Joshua had planned to rob the Petit house under the cover of darkness, leaving the family bound but otherwise unharmed. But now that we know the facts of the case that I'm about to tell you, we know that's not how this home invasion went down at all. That both men attributed to the grisly outcome to a change of plans. Upon their arrival in the early hours of July 23rd, Joshua and Stephen entered the Petit from the basement of their home, the Petit home, through an unlocked door. Once they entered the home, hold on, I lost my spot. Sorry, guys. Once they entered the home, they found Dr. Petit asleep on the couch in the sunroom. While looking at Dr. Petit from the basement stairways, there was a baseball bat on the stairs. Joshua picked up the bat and entered the sunroom and used the bat to strike Dr. Petit 4 or 5 times. After hitting him, Stephen and Joshua bound his wrists and ankles with plastic zip ties and rope. Dr. Petit remembers hearing one say to the other, "If he moves, put a bullet in his head." Joshua went to all the other rooms and found Jennifer, Haley, and Michaela and bounded them in their rooms. So basically, Joshua went around. So Mr. Petit was asleep. They had, from the stuff that I investigated, they ended up going to church. After church, they came home. The mother and Michaela Jennifer and Michaela went to the grocery store. They came home. They had a wonderful dinner. Michaela made the dinner. It was beautiful. They had a great time. Dr. Petit decided to lay down in the sunroom and ended up falling asleep. All the other girls went to their own rooms. Jennifer, the mother, went to her room. Michaela went to her room and Haley went to her room. Well, when they entered the home, the girls did not know that they were there because when they entered, they instantly attacked Dr. Petit, hitting him in the head 4 or 5 times and then tying him up with plastic zip ties. Then Joshua, while Stephen stayed with Dr. Petit, Joshua went to all the other rooms and found all the girls. He first tied up Jennifer, the mother, tied her up to her bed. Then he moved on to Haley, tied her up to her bed. Then he found Michaela, tied her up to her bed. Let's see. Joshua then went to all the other rooms, finding Jennifer, Haley, and Michaela. Hold on, let me find my spot. I hate this. This is why I don't think I like this, guys. I've been telling you guys this. After restraining the victims, Joshua and Stephen ransacked the house for cash. They decided to move Dr. Petit to the basement and tied him to a pole in the basement and then continued to ransack the house for money. But were not happy with what they found. But they did find a check registry with $40,000. And that's when they decided to force Jennifer to go to the bank to withdraw the money. They wanted $15,000. Stephen took Jennifer to the bank while Joshua stayed behind with the others. Jennifer withdrew $15,000 from her line of credit when the bank opened. Jennifer, the brave woman that she was, informed the bank teller that men were holding her and her family hostage in their home and threatening to kill them all. Bank cameras captured the transaction. The bank manager called 911 and reported the situation to police, while Jennifer was still with the teller. The manager reported in real time as Jennifer left the bank. The manager told the dispatch that Jennifer had told them and that the home invaders were being very nice, per Jennifer's words, that she thought they just wanted money and that they would leave her family unharmed. Police responded to the bank to make a report. Cameras also saw Stephen getting $10 worth of gas in 2 gas cans that he had taken from the Petit home. Once home, Stephen took Jennifer to her room, raped her, then strangled her to death. While that was going on, Joshua took the liking to 11-year-old Michaela and raped her while tied up in her room. Dr. Petit was able to hear the commotion going on upstairs and managed to escape from the cellar where he was tied up. So he was able to hear thumping and moaning sounds caused by the rape of his wife. He yelled up and heard one of the invaders say, "Don't worry, it's all going to be over in a couple minutes." Dr. Petit then managed to escape. He later testified in court that he felt a jolt of adrenaline and needed to escape after being told this. I thought it's now or never, because in my mind at that moment, I thought they were going to shoot all of us. Hayes said in his confession that while he was raping Jennifer on the living room floor, Joshua entered and announced that Dr. Petit had escaped. Haynes then strangled Jennifer. He and Joshua doused her lifeless body and parts of the house, including their daughter's bedroom, with gasoline. While tied to their beds, both daughters were doused with gasoline as well. Investigators would later find the accelerant on the Petit sister's bed and on the clothing they were wearing. Hayes and Joshua started a fire and fled the scene. Haley and Michaela both died of smoke inhalation. Haley managed to escape her restraints and run out of her bedroom and into the hallway where she collapsed and died. Her body was found at the top of the staircase. 3rd and 4th degree burns on her feet indicated that she got very close to the fire around the time she died. The medical examiner who performed an autopsy on her could not determine if the burns occurred before or after her death. Michaela's body was found in her bedroom. She was still in her bed, her hands tied to it and her lower body hanging off of it, like with her older sister. Michaela's burns must have occurred while she was alive. Dr. Petit had been able to free himself from the restraints, exit the house, and crawl to a neighbor's yard for help. The neighbor initially did not recognize Dr. Petit due to the severity of his injuries. Meanwhile, Hayes and Joshua fled the scene in the Petit's family car. They were immediately spotted by police surveillance, pursued, and arrested 1 block away after they crashing into a police car. The home invasion had lasted 7 hours. Both Hayes and Joshua confessed to the murders. Detectives testified that Hayes smelled of gasoline throughout his interrogation. Each assailant claimed that the other one was the driving force and the mastermind behind the home invasion. Joshua also blamed Dr. Petit for the murders. In Joshua's diary, which was later entered into evidence, he called Dr. Petit a coward and claimed that he could have saved his family if he wanted to. Who the heck's? Ugh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. Gross. Sorry, gotta take a minute. So, let's talk a little bit about these dirtbags, shall we? Stephen Hayes was born May 30th, 1963. He was convicted as an adult for the first time in 1980 at the age of 16. He was paroled in 1982, but violated it 7 weeks later. During the time between this incident and the Cheshire murders, Hayes was arrested nearly 30 times. He spent most of his time incarcerated. Hayes' last arrest before the Cheshire murders was in 2004 after he had smashed a car window with a rock and stole a woman's purse. He was paroled in 2006 and was sent to a Silliman halfway house where he had met Joshua. So, Hayes was found guilty on 16 of the 17 counts related to the Petit murders on October 5th, 2010. On November 8th, 2010, the jury returned with the recommendation for him to be executed. He was formally sentenced to death by Superior Court judge on December 2nd, 2010. Hayes was an inmate of the Connecticut Department of Corrections. He was sentenced for the Petit murders, and up until July 16, 2016, when he was transferred to a correctional facility in Pennsylvania as part of an interstate corrections compact. He was incarcerated everywhere, but he was incarcerated in the Northern Correctional Institute, which housed the state's death row for men in Somers, Connecticut. The method of execution employed by Connecticut was lethal injection, and the state execution chamber is located in Osborne Correctional Institution in Somers. This sentence became an automatic life sentence when Connecticut abolished the death penalty in 2015. Joshua was born on August 10th, 1980. He was born to a 16-year-old girl impregnated by a mechanic who was barely out of his teens. He was placed up for adoption. He was adopted. In the early 90s, Joshua's sister accused him of sexually assaulting her. During the penalty phase of his trial, Joshua's father basically said that he believed that he did sexually assault his sister. Joshua committed his first burglary when he was 14 years old in 2002. He was arrested for 18 home invasions. Basically, he would go to the rooms where the occupants were sleeping and listen to them breathe. So he would basically break into homes where people were there. Joshua obviously is a sexual predator, and he preyed on young children. So Joshua said he would go into rooms where the occupants were sleeping and listen to them breathe. He did this because he enjoyed the feeling of invading people's homes and violating their security. Joshua was convicted on 12 counts of burglary in 2002. He was sentenced to 9 years in prison with 6 years of special parole. Basically, the judge ruled him a calculated, cold-blooded predator. Joshua was paroled in April 2007, and he basically went to, after being paroled, Joshua went and stayed at the halfway house where he met Hayes. Joshua remained incarcerated at the Walker Reception Center in lieu of a $15 million bond until his conviction. His trial began on September 19th, 2011, and on October 13th, 2011, he was convicted on all 17 counts. On December 9th, 2011, the jury recommended the death penalty. On January 27, 2012, Joshua was to die by lethal injection. His sentence also became an automatic life sentence when Connecticut abolished the death penalty in 2015. So there's the aftermath of this whole thing. The home invasion murders led to an immediate call for reform to Connecticut criminal justice system. On July 31st, 2007, Governor Rell ordered electronic monitoring of paroled burglars. On September 21st, she banned parole for violent offenders and ordered a review of convicts already on parole. On July 31st, Governor Rell called for a special session to consider tougher crime legislation, and on August 31st, she appointed a task force to examine Connecticut's criminal justice system. On January 25th, 2008, Rell signed a 43-page crime bill. Home invasion became a new class of crimes, which could result in a prison sentence of up to 25 years. The bill also paid for an upgrade to computer systems for law enforcement agencies. In 2007, I could read that. Basically, they ended up doing a scholarship fund. He also established the Haley Hope and Michaela Miracle MS Memorial Fund, because Haley, when she was a senior in high school, and she had volunteered for like the MS walks, and she was very much involved with MS. She wanted to work in nursing. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to specialize in MS. So they basically, the town came up with, had a campaign and a scholarship benefit, and they established the scholarship fund. The murder and its aftermath were featured, right, we knew that. So basically now let me show you guys, because, and then we'll talk. But I always do this in all my cases that I do. So let me do this for you guys, because I like doing this. This is a part of the thing that I do that I like. So hold on, let me pull it up, because I think it gives you guys a visual on things, and then we'll talk. So give me 1 second. Let me get to where I want to go. Let's start. Where do I want to start? I'll start at the bottom. Okay. Let me open it up, and then we'll go to screen share. Has it open yet? Come on, open. Hold on, guys. My computer's being slow. And hello to everybody that came in while I've been talking. It's good to see you guys. I'm glad you guys are here. All right, so now I can screen share. Let's screen share. Let me switch. Let me remove all this stuff so you guys can see it better. Hold on. Hoping you guys can see that better. I can blow it up at the same time. So this, why won't it move? Did it freeze on me? Please tell me I didn't freeze. Why won't it move? Okay, so this was at the funeral. This is what, if there is anything to be gained from these senseless deaths of my beautiful family. Now, this is what Dr. Petit said during the funeral. If there's anything to be gained from these senseless deaths of my beautiful family, it is for all of us to go forward with the inclination to live with a faith that embodies action. Help a neighbor, fight for a cause, love your family, go forward and continue to spread the work of these three wonderful women. Okay, so there's that picture. Now this picture, let me blow it up for you guys. This is the cellar. This is where Dr. Petit was tied up. If you can see the blood, but this is the pole they tied him to. So you guys can know where he was. Come on. Move. Sorry, guys. For some reason, it won't move. Oh, give me 1 second. There we go. This is the sweet, beautiful 11-year-old Look at how beautiful she is. 11 years old. Cannot. Ugh. Heartbreaking. This was the fire that day. This is the fire that they set. This is their house completely engulfed. Sick. Sick men. They deserve to rot in prison. This is the doctor. This is him at the hospital. And that's one of the cuts that he received from the baseball bat. I could not find the other picture, but if you watch the documentary, you're able to see that he has another one on the back of his head, but I could not find it when I did the search of the photos. These are the stairs in which they ended up finding Haley. Haley escaped from her bedroom and was trying to make it out of the house and ended up dying on the stairs on her way out, trying to get out to safety. She was able to untie herself from being tied up to the bed. This is the ties they used on the girls. Now, I don't know whose bed this is. I don't know, but these were the ties that they used. Hold on, I'm frozen again, guys. Give me 1 second. I have too many things open. I think that's what it is. Come on. Open up. Are you gonna let me click? This, the reason I took this picture, this shows how they poured the accelerant. So this is a bed right here. So obviously we know by what I read in the information that I got on this case that they poured it on the bed, which it will show, and then they poured it on their way out the door. Sick men. Sick men. This is, I'm not sure whose room, but this is one of the girls' rooms. Obviously, Michaela's or Haley's, I'm not sure, but it just shows that these men deserve never to get out, and why these men were even out to hurt these people is beyond me. The records that these men have, They should have been in jail, and this should have never have happened. This is coming outside the door to their main house, just shows the devastation of this fire, is what I was pretty much trying to show you guys. They should, the whole family should have got out, and they should have died in that damn fire. This case just angers me and breaks my heart, but it's not easy. It's not easy doing these cases, and it's not easy, you know, investigating, you know, diving into these cases. As emotional as it is for you guys to listen to, it's just as emotional for us, the ones that are looking into these cases and giving you these cases. It's really hard, and I never understood it when other creators would say after a case, sometimes they needed to take a break because it is a lot of research, and you get invested, and you dig and you dig, and you just, it breaks your heart. And I would see that it was sad because every case is sad. Any case that anybody chooses, I don't care what case it is, it's sad. Nobody deserves to be brutally murdered or taken from their families or killed. It doesn't matter what the case is. And I never got it, but I remember John Crimes and Stephanie Harlow mentioning it many times, that sometimes these cases do hit home, and they do. I'm frozen, guys, so that's why I'm chatting with you. And it's hard. It really is hard. It's hard not to take it to heart when you're doing, you know, the research on these cases. It's hard not to, I don't know. Your heart just breaks, and you want to give you guys the most accurate, you know, we want to give you the story the best we can. And yeah, am I a great true crimer? No, I'm not yet. But I feel like I have potential, and I feel like I will get there. The more I work on these cases, the more I watch how people do things, I'll pick up. And I have to say, it's definitely not easy. It's hard to, I don't know why I'm frozen. Now, these are the dirt bags. So, this dirtbag is Joshua, and this dirtbag is Steven. They get about 2 seconds of looking at. This is another bedroom. Look at that bed. I mean, to know that these girls, and I don't want to get graphic, and here's a trigger warning for anybody, you know, please, if you feel like you're getting upset, please step out. But to know, when I was doing this case and I was researching this case, and to know that these girls not only, you know, were home on a happy day, just had dinner with their family, were up in their bedrooms doing their thing, maybe listening to music, maybe watching some TV, YouTube, doing their hair and their nails. All of a sudden, these dirtbags come into their home and you know, hurt their father and tie them up. I can't imagine how scared they had to be. And then to know that they come in and they rape them, and then to be tied up, awake, incoherent, and to watch these dirtbags pour gasoline on them. These girls had to know their fate. And I can't even imagine, when I look at this picture, the fear these girls must have been going through at this time. And these men get to get 3 meals a day, get a bed to sleep on, get to have TV, get outside time, don't have to worry about a bill, get to still talk to their family and friends, still get to write letters. This picture right here would really hit home for me. I'm frozen again. Ugh, so frustrating. Sorry, guys. I don't think there's many more pictures. I think maybe it's the most important pictures, which is the family. This beautiful, beautiful family. And I want to show them because they were a beautiful family. They were happy. The doctor and Jennifer were married 22 years. They were married 22 years. They were happy. They were in love. They had 2 beautiful children. And that's what I want to show, but I'm frozen. Give me 1 second. There we go. Oh, this is another picture of the fire. Just complete devastation of the home. Dirtbag. Now here are the 3 girls. Simply beautiful. Beautiful girls. Here the 2 sisters are. Just being sisters. Probably on vacation. This is the outside of the home after the fire. And that is it. The Cheryl Strong is another case that I did. Let me look at chat. Hey, Nanya. Sorry, guys, I haven't been looking at chat. Austin James is in the house. Sunny side up. Eagle. Cypress. Cooking with Cindy. I'm sorry, guys, I have not been looking at chat, so let me just scroll up a little and try to catch up. Let's see. Absolutely one of the worst stories ever. I agree, Samara. I was hoping you would show up. I'm like, oh, we gotta I know. It wouldn't be a party without Austin James, right? He's the man of the hour. Someone should be spending more time with their... I agree. That's what I call a tag team high five. I don't even know what you 2 were talking about. Maybe I don't want to. Was a beautiful family, sunny side up. This makes me nauseous. I agree, Cindy. Cypress, horrible. Agree. And like I said, for anybody that was not in here in the beginning, if you look in my description, there is a documentary that I linked. It's an hour long. And there's also a clip from Oprah that's linked in my description. And that was of her doing an interview with the father. Basically, the interview was about, you know, how is his faith right now that this happened? Does he have thoughts of would've, coulda, should've? And like he said, you know, I think about that all the time. I think, what if somebody turned that latch on the cellar door? Maybe they wouldn't have been able to come in. Maybe if we went to the grocery store the day before, maybe Joshua wouldn't have been there. It's really sad to see that this husband, like he said, one day I was a family of 4, and now I'm a family of 1. I could not even imagine. I could not even imagine, having a beautiful wife and two beautiful children one day, and the next having no home, no family, and all because two dirtbags decided to come in the family. And that's the thing that gets me. This family followed the rules. This family did everything they wanted. They had the money. She went to the bank. She got the $15,000. Why couldn't they just take the money and go? Why couldn't they just take the jewelry and all that? Why did they have to, murder the mother? And from one thing I didn't mention, they went to the bank. When they got back from the bank, they instantly killed Jennifer. Instantly. From the time that police call happened at the bank, 22 minutes later, she was dead. And the other thing I don't understand is when the bank tellers, the bank manager, called the police, why did they go to the bank? Why did they go to the bank? Why wouldn't you go to the house? Instead, the cops went to the bank to get a statement. That part always has bothered me too. Like, okay, I get going to the bank to get a statement, but why not take another officer to head to the house? Maybe if they went to the house, maybe they wouldn't have been able to start a fire. Yes, they wanted the 11-year-old. Joshua did. Joshua wanted this 11-year-old. Joshua followed this 11-year-old in the store. I think for Stephen, it was a home invasion. I think for Stephen, it was actually, he just was a thief, a robber. Because even if you look at his track record, everything he did was about stealing and home invasions and robberies. Where Joshua was more in a predator state of mind. Not saying Stephen is any better than Joshua by any means. By no stretch of the imagination am I saying that Stephen is better than Joshua. But part of me wonders if Stephen thought one thing and Joshua had a whole different plan and it all went south. But at the same time, Joshua wasn't the only one that was raping people, because in the court documents, Stephen is the one that raped the mother. Absolutely sick. I agree. Police failed them. Yeah. I believe that. The mother, the husband and the mother fought so hard to keep their children safe. The doctor ended up escaping and going to the neighbors. Jennifer was brave enough to go to that bank, even knowing that they were sitting outside in that car. She still was like, look, this is what's going on in my home. Please help me and my family. The manager calls while she's still in the bank. Why didn't the cops tell them to tell her to stay in the bank and the bank locked the doors? Instead, they were on the phone with her and they were on the phone with the cops while she walked out the door. And then the cops go to the bank, not to her house? I don't get that. And at the same time, the justice system has failed everybody. Because how is it that these people can commit crimes time and time and time and time and time and time again and get released on good behavior, can get released on parole, blah, blah, blah. These men were committing crimes in the state of Connecticut over and over and over again, and they just kept giving them chance after chance after chance. And because they gave them chance after chance after chance, this poor man does not have a family anymore. And that's how I feel. And it's sad. I think that I'm glad that they passed the law. I'm glad that the governor saw that somebody dropped the ball, that they needed to relook at things. But it took somebody losing their family for that to happen. What if they would have done it before? Now think about that, guys. Think about that. Because that's what it's going to take. Is that what it's going to take for everything? Is for somebody to get hurt? For somebody to get hurt, for something to get done. Why does it always take for somebody to get hurt before something gets done? It's the judges that let these scumbags out that have to live with their horrible decision. I agree, Samara. Criminals have more rights than law-abiding citizens. Yes, they do, sunny side up. This man has to try to rebuild his life. And he has to lay there and wonder, listening to that Oprah Winfrey segment. It's 14 minutes long, guys. But to hear the agony that this guy goes through, and then to know these criminals that did this to this man get to sit in prison and not have a worry in the world. And they still get to hug their family. And they still get to tell them that they love them. Why this man has to go to a graveside and look at a headstone to say that he loves his family. And that's horrible. Why wait until something happens? Great question. I would like to know that myself, Samara. Why wait until something happens? When people are screaming at the rooftops that somebody is going to get hurt. Yes, Gutter. This is the Connecticut case, yes. This woman was at the bank telling the bank something's going to happen. Please save me. These crazy people have. Yes. Yep. That's who I'm talking about, Gutter. The dad survived and was tied up. Yes. And then here's other cases where people have evidence at their hands and they're knocking at the door saying, look, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, it's great. Like I said, it's great that they revamped it. There's a, 2 strike, you're out, habitual offender law. Great. But that doesn't change the fact that this man has lost his whole family before you did it. Have you ever heard the guy who killed them daughters' story? Oh, it's heartbreaking. Have you ever heard the guy who killed his daughters? No, Goddard, do you know the name of it? Hey, Hemdell. Good to see you. How are you? I hope all is well. Thank you for coming in. Armed career criminals. Is that the name of the case you're talking about? Or are you talking about armed career criminals in general? I don't know if I've heard that story of the guy who killed his daughters. I don't see Austin's question. How come I don't see Austin? I don't see any of Austin's comments on StreamYards. Austin, I'm not ignoring you. I promise. I can't I don't see anything from you. I see people answering you, but I don't see you. Oh, 12-hour days suck. Yes, 12-hour days do suck. I'll find it. It was a clip and she wrote an open letter. I wish I knew what Austin said. I'm sorry, Austin. For some strange reason, your messages aren't coming through to StreamYards. I saw you earlier when I scrolled up, but now I don't see anything. Yeah, Gutter, if you want, you can either leave it in the comments below this video after it's done, or you could go to my About section and email me the case. My email is in my About section. It's mimiwalker41@gmail, and I think we're getting mixed up. My typing is probably confusing to read. The two men who murdered that family had already been charged with, yes, yep. The daughter of one of the murderers, I forgot which one, wrote an open letter. It was heartbreaking. Oh, I didn't read that. Now I can see you. I see maybe just on YouTube, Austin James. That's weird. I don't even have the YouTube side open, but I didn't know about the open letter. Okay, great. Thank you, Gutter. So, like I said, for anybody that came in late, please watch for me, because tomorrow I will be at Salem. I'm finally doing my Salem trip. They're open, but not fully open, but they're open enough for me. They're open enough for me. And it's the day before Halloween, so I'm going. And so, please watch for it. I will not be scheduling it. Basically, when I get there, I'm just going live. So, and like I said, I will keep it up. So if anybody's busy at work or whatever, I will keep it up and you'll be able to watch it. It was heartbreaking. He was in and out of, yes, he was in and out of prison his whole life. I definitely read their troubles and how many times they were in and out of prison and stuff, but I just didn't know about the letter. So you guys, I'm going to end this because I'm going to get myself ready. I would love to know what makes people kill. Something traumatic happened to them. Born that way, maybe. Maybe I could do a live one night and we could actually discuss that. You know, I'm sure there's research. I'm sure there's research. Why do people murder? Why do people do crimes? Maybe we could do a live by that. Maybe we could dissect it a little. I'm sure. Salem is so cool. Okay, Gutter, thank you. I can't wait either, sunny side up. But I'm going to go and get comfortable. I'm going to go eat a piece of pie because I got myself some pie. Not that my body needs any, but I got it anyways because it looked really good. So I'm going to go eat a piece of pie. I'm going to climb into bed, get comfy, watch some true crime. And yeah, but I thank you guys. Wouldn't that be interesting, Hemdale? I thought so too. Now that Gutter mentioned it, or Sunny Side Up mentioned it. Sorry, Sunny Side Up mentioned it. That would be interesting to kind of dissect that. There is a couple more cases that I'm working on. So I will be doing those. Just one case at a time, guys. One case at a time. Have a good night too, Cypress. Thank you. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't hit those thumbs up or thumbs down, I like either one. Don't matter. Please hit those. And I hope you guys all have a fabulous evening. Please, everybody, have a safe Halloween. If I do not talk to you guys before that, I'm excited to see all the kids in their Halloween costumes, but some states are not having Halloween, and I'm sorry for that. That's sad. But I hope you guys all have a fabulous night. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And I will talk to you guys all later. Everyone, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay you. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye. I will enjoy my pie. Thank you, Sunny Side Up. If I had a community post, I would post a picture of it. But I'm not there yet. I will someday. I'll get there where I'll have a community post and I could share my pie with you. Good night, Nanya. Thank you, mods. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, everybody. I love hanging out with you guys. You're all awesome. Have a good night. Bye, Hemdell. Have a good night. Bye.